Okay, this is version 3. Copy the work and the 6. There's going to be 6 words this time. So here we go. It costs $6 to take a ride at the state fair, and it looks like the table showing the state fair shows that because you have this 1 and 6. But don't be fooled. It's not $6 per ride. Don't be fooled by that. To find the cost per ride for the state fair, I look at the change in these numbers right here. The change in those numbers gives me the cost per ride. And the reason I don't have to divide right there is because these numbers are just going up by 1. So I don't really need to divide. But that's $4 for every 1 ride. And since this says 6, that's going to be false for this one right here. No way that's true. Next one. It cost $2 more to get into the county fair. So here we go. To get into the county fair, that's this number right here. $2 to get into the county fair. If I look at this number up here, this is $2. Since that's not a true statement, $2 more, that's not true. That's false. So I'm going to put false right here. All right, last question says 2 rides. They will have spent the same amount. So what I do, I look at 2, and I come up here and look at my graph and look over. It costs $10 per ride. I look over here at the 2, and I also have a 10. So I make sure I put true on that one. That one is true. They spent the same amount. All right, here we go. The graph. Looking at my y-intercept, this number right here on the y-axis, remember this is the y-axis, this is the x-axis right here. That number, 1, 2, 3, 4, that number goes right here. That is my B number. That's my y-intercept number. So I take that 4 and I put that 4 right here. Now for my X number, this number right here, I connect any 2 dots on that line. Does not matter where it is on that line, anywhere on that line. And as I go over, that's going to be my run. That's the bottom number. That going down right there, that is going to be my rise. And I know that's kind of tricky, and that's not going to be -4. Let's do that right. It's going to be -3. That is my slope. That number, that -3 number, goes right here where M is. Goes right here. So I put that -3 right here, making sure not to do this. Don't write -3x. Don't want to do that. Just make sure you write -3. There we go. That is the equation of that line. All I had to do was plug in my slope and my y-intercept. First word is fish. Thanks for listening. All right, here we go. Slopes. What is slope of AC for this stretch right here? Again, all I do is look at this. This is my run. That 3 is my run. And then this number right here going down because it's going downhill. This is negative. That is -2 goes right here. That's the slope of that little stretch right there. Now I do AH. That's the big stretch right here. So to get that AH, I look all the way over, and that looks like it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Looks like 18 is my number right there. And then going downhill, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, down 12. Notice they're negative. All right, now in a complete sentence, how do the slopes compare? So here we go. capital letter right there, period right there. That is a complete sentence. All right, here we go. System has a infinite solutions. Remember, infinite is when you have two lines overlapping. That is infinite. So that's going to be overlapping this one right here. Just remember this though. Remember, if it was one solution, it would be like this, intersecting. If it was no solution, it would be like this. That's parallel. Sorry, my spelling right there. All right, here we go. Moving on. Number 5, the hardest problem on the whole test, solving these for x and y. So taking away this 1, which is minus 1x, that will make these cancel away. Bring down this y right here. Bring down this as negative x, and let's do that in red to make this fancy. So that gives me y equals negative 1x minus 3. That's going to be that line to graph. And to graph that, remember, all I do is find this negative 3. Know this is going to be right here, negative. So any negative line goes downhill like this. All right, so that negative 1 right there turn into a slope. Tells me from that dot, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1. Let's clean that up a little bit. Right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1. Be able to stair step opposite way. Take your ruler, draw your line. All right, the one in blue, here we go. Next word is swam. Swam. All right, so take that blue one away, which is 3x. Take away 3x. Bring this y down. That gives me negative 3x plus 7. Please do not change that 7 to positive or negative. Don't change that negative 3. And then make sure right here you bring down the negative with that y. And then right here I divide by negative 1. Again, the opposite of multiplying by negative 1. Divide everything by negative 1. That will cancel away and make that y nice and positive. Makes that 3x positive, makes that 7 negative. Now that one's ready to graph. So negative 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way down here. This right here is positive. So it's going to go uphill direction, positive, just like that. So that positive and that negative 7, let's redo that. It's going to go 3 over 1. That's right 1, up 3. Right 1, up 3. So right from here, right 1, up 3. Right 1, up 3. That is my slope, 3 over 1. So here I go. Draw my line through them. And now writing what that coordinate is, making sure my line is nice and legit. There we go. So that coordinate for x and y, don't forget these, don't forget my parentheses. That's going to be over 1, down negative 3. And that is not correct. Looks like that is over 1, down negative 4. All right, make sure don't do all that work and blow it at the end, almost like I did by writing the wrong coordinate. All right, next one. Here we go. Same problem we've been doing. Times this by negative 1. That's going to distribute that negative 1 all the way through. Rewrite it. That rewrite gives me negative 3x minus 2y equals negative 8. On the bottom, I got 5x plus 2y equals 14. I'm going to plus them. That will have these go away because they're oppo. That gives me 2x. And then 14 minus 8 gives me 6. Divide by 2 right there. and that gives me x equals 3. That is half of my answer, remember. Now take that 3, and wherever there's an x, plug that in. Doesn't matter which one you use. Looks like I'm going to use that top one there. So here I go. I got 3. Where I plug in that x number, I plug in 3. Plus 2y equals 14. And then right there gives me 9. Oops, and that's not 14 right there. Let's redo that. Let's do that up here. All right, here we go. Let's do that up here. That's going to give me 3. Right there, I'm going to plug in 3. Let's do this the right way. Plus 2y equals 8. Gives me 9. Right here, I take away 9. And that gives me, right here, clutch. Hopefully you're okay with your negatives. That gives me 2y equals -1. And then the opposite, timesing by 2, dividing by 2. And that gives me y equals -1/2. Or if you want to write it, -0.5, whatever you want to do. I'm going to write it as a fraction. Make sure you got that negative in there though. It's negative. All right, here we go. Next problem right here. Knowing that these are parallel. Parallel lines, no touch. That's going to be no solution. All right, which is this guy right here. Now in a complete sentence, here we go. Complete sentence, pick a bad one. Remember, you're picking a bad one. So like maybe this guy right here. And then a complete sentence, here we go. Explain why that's a bad choice. B is a bad choice because it shows one solution. This graph shows no solution. All right, so when you're writing that complete sentence, make sure you're looking for those kind of things. Explain, first of all, why that's a bad choice. Explain about it. No solution, and then the next one is explain how that goes to the graph. All right, here we go. Next word is boat. Boat. Thanks for listening. All right, for these, you're looking at the input number. Don't look at anything else. Just look at those input numbers and look and see what arrows are coming out of those. Because I could see on all of these, I just have one arrow shooting out until I get to this guy right here, which has 2 arrows. That makes this one the bad one right there. All right, next problem. This one is 52 miles in 1 hour. This problem right here, if I look at 50, here's my 50. That 50 line right there, you can see the dot clearly below. So in this one, I'm going to write which bus is faster. I'm going to say bus number 1. And then in my complete sentence, explain how you know. I know because bus 1 is going 52 miles per hour, and bus 2 is below 50 miles per hour. That's what I would write right there. Money. All right, next problem. Here we go. Comparing slopes. So this guy right here, this right here is my run. That's a run of 3. If I look at this graph right here, this is going up by 3 too. That's this one's run. And then for my graph, I look up, going up by 1. That's 1. I look up here, this is going up by 1. So I put that 1 right there. And I could say right there, what do you know about the slopes? They are equal, not equivalent. Remember, if I wanted equivalent, I would have something like this, maybe times both by 5 or something, and get 5 over 15. That right there is equivalent. But again, if you look, that is exactly equal. They're equal. All right, next, which one is increasing faster? They are equal, you could write if you want. All right, next one, slope. This guy, the slope is already given. What are the slopes? The first one is 2/3. What is the slope of the next one? If I go right, that looks like 2. And then next I'm going up 1. And I can see right there that this one is faster. Which one is increasing faster? The equation is increasing faster. Remember, this right here is the graph. This is the equation. All right, moving on. Almost done. Number 11, looking at this one, knowing that for y equals mx plus b, it's got to be a straight line. So this is the only one that is straight. This guy right here has a curvy line, not straight. It needs to be a straight line. All right, moving on. Next one, canoe rental. It says $3, and I'm getting that by this number right here is going up by 3. This is going up by 1. This is, of course, is $3 for every 1 hour. Know that if I went backwards to the 0 term and took away 3 from the 6, that would be 3. If I had to write this as an equation, it would be 3x plus 3. And then that 3 right there, maybe the cost to get in or deposit. All right, and then this one, what does this mean? All right, this guy right here, 10 seconds increasing, going up. And if I look right here, this is going up by 10, looking good. This one going down for 5. So if I do that first one, looking up, going up by 10. This one only goes up by 5 right there. So I'm going to right away take this one, cross it off. This one going up by 10. So far all 3 of these are in the running. Next, this -5 going down. I can see this is going down by 5. That's good. This one going down, going down by 10 right here. So that makes this one bad news. This one right here going down by 5. All right, next, flat, same speed, straight across for 10. This one right here, I could see is only going across by 5. So right away I know what my answer is going to be because that one doesn't apply. This one goes straight by 10. And then you can see, you don't even need to see this part, but that part going down by 15 right there. So that's why this one applies. All that matches. All right, here we go. Last page. Next word is fast. Fast. All right, for this one, the cheetah. Looking at this. Running faster at 65 seconds. If I go to 65 and look over, that's about 20 miles per hour. If I look at 15 seconds here, whoops, let's change that because that's not 15. If I look at 15 here, looks like it's about 50. So again, 65, I got about maybe 20 miles per hour. For this one, I got about 50 miles per hour at 15 seconds. Cheetah running faster at 65 than that's not true because this is smaller. All right, for the next one, the cheetah speed spent a longer time increasing. This increased for 15 seconds. Over here, it decreased for 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 30, 34, 45 seconds. Since that decrease is more than the increase, that one is false. This one, increased speed for 15 seconds. If I look up 5, 10, 15, that one matches this. That one is the true choice. And then this one, cheetah's speed remained constant for the last 15 seconds. That's not good. Going down. All right, next one right here. Knowing this, easy as anything that is curvy, that right there would be no relationship or no correlation. If I could spell. This guy right here, clearly sloping down negative. And then this one right here, clearly going uphill. All right, so there we go. Negative, just like negative slope. Positive, just like positive slope line. All right, last one. Next word is blue. Blue. All right, looking at these lines, only one of these lines is going through the heart of this data. So I look at that data, see that data. I look for the line slicing through that data. And there's only one line that slices through that data. And I can see that that line is D. That's the only one that works. All the other ones, let me show you why they're bad. A is not slicing through the data. B is too high. This one, C, not going through the data. This one, if I drew a line like that, too low. All right, so that's D. D is the one going through the heart of that data. All right, next one. This one, going through the heart of the data. So let's look at these questions. The line should be adjusted higher. No, that's false. You wouldn't want to do that because that would move the line up there and that would be no good. All right, next one says the line should be adjusted lower, and again, that's false. That would have you take that line and draw it lower. That would be too low. And then this one, the line is best fit. I'm going to say true because it's going through the data. All right, last word is water. Water. All right. Good luck, sports fans. Talk to you in a bit.